Okay, property goes on the market. Within a few days, typically at the first open, I might have 5, 10, 15, 20 or more offers on the property from 50, 100 or 200 people that came through the house. So as a real estate agent, I want to explain to you, both buyers and sellers, how I personally deal with all those offers and the process. So let's go. So to be clear, right now, February 2021, this is happening all the time. It's very unusual. In fact, I can't remember the last time it happened that I put a property on the market and we didn't have a lot of people look at it and multiple offers. So it's happening right now. And for the most part, I believe agents try and be as fair as possible. But sometimes from a buyer's perspective, it looks like they just totally missed out and they don't know why. But there's always a reason why if you put in an offer that you weren't in the running at the end. So let me try and maybe enlighten you as to what kind of goes on behind the scenes. So what I do, normally property goes on the market, say on Tuesday or Wednesday. Normally the first opportunity to view the property is on a Saturday. So there's the first little twist. A lot of people want to make an offer before they actually see it. The only way I can accept an offer on the property is if it's 100% unconditional. That means no building, pests, or finance clauses and no cooling off period. Because if we accept an offer with any contingencies before the first viewings and that offer falls over in 7 days because of finance, we've just missed that first opportunity. So that's the first thing you have to understand as a buyer. You can only make an offer that has a chance of getting accepted prior to you seeing it, prior to everybody seeing it, only if your offer is 100% unconditional. So then now, assuming we're at the first opportunity to see it, which may be a Saturday, everyone that comes in the open house gets a brochure on the property and they get a little document from me which says, if you choose to make an offer on the property, here's the format I would like you to present it to me in. And it's basically just an email at this point. So you want to email me your full names, the offer price, any contingencies, initial deposit, increased deposit, anything that I may need to know to help me present the offer. So it's not in a formal document yet, because to try and do that with multiple offers would spend 2 days just sending paperwork backwards and forwards. So the first way I do it is basically by tell me what your proposal is in writing after you've seen the property. Next thing, I make it very clear to the buyers that a decision will be made the same day. So that means that I put pressure on you as a buyer if you're watching this, and if you're watching this as a seller, this is part of the strategy, to put the pressure on the buyer saying the decision will be made today. So if you don't get the property today, you can't come back tomorrow and say I would have offered more. You're going to have one opportunity, it's going to be today. So I make that also very clear to all the buyers that are going to make offers on the property. So now the open house has happened. We've had 50, 100, 200 people through the open house, which is not an exaggeration. And now the offers start getting emailed to me, normally for the first couple of hours, maybe 2 or 3 hours after the open. By that point, I maybe have anywhere from 5, 10, 15 or more offers on the property. Again, no exaggeration. So what I do then, I send out an initial email to every single person saying, hey, as you may be aware, with the volume of traffic came to the property, we have multiple offers on the property. Please be patient with me. We're going through everything right now. You'll get another email shortly. So at this point, I'm not taking phone calls, because if I start doing that, I'll never get through everything. So at this point, it's still email only to me with what your offer is. So right now I've got the offers. I've sent out an email saying, be patient, we're going to come back to you shortly. So now what happens, this second email goes out. I divide all the offers into 2 groups. Pretty good, not so good. If you're in the, and we're listed here, so if you're in the not so good group, in other words, I might have 10 offers on the property, and there might be 4 which are just the lowest ones, you'll get an email from me saying, hi, thanks for your offer. Unfortunately, you're in the lower end of the offers we have. I'm giving you one opportunity to come up in price. So change your price, change your terms and conditions, send me back an email. If we don't hear from you, we'll assume that your first offer was your best offer and you're not proceeding forward. So all the lower offers get that email, and then we wait another hour or so. Then the next email that goes out is literally to the whole group now. So those offers that were too low, if they've come up, they're in the next phase. So they get an email saying, we have multiple offers on the property. Please put your best foot forward and make your best offer, the best price, best terms. I'm paraphrasing, obviously the email is a bit longer. that goes out to everybody. And now we wait about another hour. So by this point, we're kind of late afternoon. We normally have a deadline of 5 or 6 p.m. that night. And so we wait for everyone to come back with their highest and best offer. What normally happens at this point, we end up with 1 or 2. Most people are kind of here, and there's always 1 or 2 that are up here. Those 1 or 2, we then go back to them again and say, hey, you're pretty close with someone else. Please come back with your highest and best offer. And we keep doing that until we end up with the very last highest offer with the best terms and conditions. Now, sometimes we might have an offer that's a little bit higher, but they have clauses in their contingencies. And this offer may be a little bit lower, but they have no contingencies, no building, pest or finance. So then I've got to talk to the seller saying, do we accept an offer a little bit lower that's cleaner, or do we accept one that's a little bit higher but has contingencies and conditions on it? So that ends up being my experience. I'll have conversations with the buyer at that point and we'll make a decision. So that whole process normally takes from 10 in the morning with the open till 6 at night. It's an all-day process for me as the agent in this situation. Finally, what happens, email goes out, congratulations, you got the property, and then we put it in the formal document. Everyone else gets a commiseration sort of email. It's done as gently as possible, saying sorry, thanks for your offer, but it just didn't work out. Again, I'm paraphrasing, and we move on. Now, what always happens, most people will email back, or not most people, a percentage of them will email back saying, hey, thanks, Daryl, we appreciate it, keep us in mind for the next one. There's always a couple who will email back and be very angry at me saying that, I didn't do the process right, or I'd already decided on something before I saw the offers, which is never true, but it happens all the time. So that's it. That's the whole process in a nutshell, as Austin Powers would often say. So if you're thinking of buying, love to get the call. If you're thinking of selling, obviously love to get the call. And if you want your property managed by professionals, we are also the best place to call. That's it. See you all next week.